Ah, there you are, Mary love. How are you keeping?
Did you have a nice weekend, love?
I had a fabulous weekend, so I did, Mary. I spent all Saturday disinfecting my Tommy's underpants, and then on Sunday after Mass, I rearranged all of me prescription tablets.
I do that as well, Bertie. Only I give my tablets names like the Seven Dwarfs. There's Sleepy, Jittery, and then there's the red ones that are called not to be consumed with alcohol.
Oh no, but that reminds me, love. Do you remember the time we started a fight with them scumbags in the off-licence?
But Bernie, scumbags don't like to be called scumbags. They prefer to be called Skangers, love.
Well, excuse me. And since when have you been so politically correct?
Ever since I read about that successful libel case brought by a young Dublin Skanger called Macker. One of the newspapers had claimed that Macker was a lazy, violent, thieving little gurrier. You must have heard of it. The world-famous Macker versus Evening Star case of 1999.
But how in the name of God could he possibly have won the case, Mary?
Somehow Macker convinced the judge to see things his way.
Just how come you know so much about these scumbags anyway, Mary?
Skangers, Bernie.
Ah, whatever the bloody hell they're called. Since when have you been interested in them little swines?
Well, to be honest, I've always kept an interest in Skangers. Did you know that it's often said they're the most highly evolved idiots on the planet, love? Scientists have found evidence that Skangers have been around for ages, even before the Jurassic Park 2 period.
Go away.
Now, not a lot of people know, but Skangers used to creep up on the dinosaurs munching away in the fields, and then with a ferocious roar they'd attack. For millions of years after that, the history books were littered with their exploits, from the volcano of Krakatoa to the sacking of Rome. It's thought that at one stage, Skangers covered around 99% of the globe.
Jesus. So what happened to them all, love?
A savage dose of myxomatosis swept through the entire population. Soon they had all but disappeared off the face of the earth.
Well, how in the name of God are there so many of them around today, love?
Well, by the late 1890s, there were only 2 Skangers left in captivity. 2 males, called Gibbo and Whacker, I believe. But one night they escaped and began breeding almost immediately. Soon the Skangers were everywhere.
They should have popped a cap on their arses when they had the chance, love.
Ah, now, Bernie, Skangers are God's creatures too, love.
Are they not, are they? But the thing I've always wondered is how do they communicate with each other, love?
Well, they actually communicate through a series of intricate facial expressions, Bernie. The 4 main ones they use are accused, menacing, angry, and romantic.
Jesus, that would send shivers down me spines with words.
And what's even more amazing is that they've managed to adapt themselves to every single social welfare system they've ever encountered.
Well, come here till I tell you, what actually makes a Skanger, love?
Scientists in Kimmage have identified the gene unique to the Skanger species. They call it the CK1 gene. Now, what's so interesting about this gene is the way it interacts with other cells. The way it does nothing but rob, drink cans, and start fights with the normal, hard-working cells.
So what you're saying is, it's actually a dodgy gene that turns ordinary people into Skangers?
It could be that, or it could be the wet fringe haircut, or the little chippy moustache, or maybe even the hysterically drunk girlfriend.
You know what this means? It means that it could be society's fault that Skangers go around attacking and robbing ordinary decent people who just want to work hard and get on with their lives. That would mean that it's not
their fault that they do be robbing and stuff. Exactly, Bertie.
But surely, Mary, they must have an Achilles foot somewhere.
Well, the leg of a chair is always good, but by far the best is hard labour. Work, Bertie.
Work? Where effort and industry are needed to create a cohesive society where help is given to the truly needy and not the lazy arsebone idle.
Yeah, something like that.
The little light is on. What does that mean?
It means we're on, you muppet. Will you talk?
Sorry. Do not adjust your tellies. There is nothing wrong with your telly screens or anything. Your tellies have been taken over by us, the Skangers of Ireland. We are angry and outraged by...
It's outrage, Jessup.
By what you have been saying about us. Your portrayal of us is defamating. It's not right that you should be laughing at us. We have feelings as well. And anyway, there's nothing for us to be doing or nothing. Isn't that right, boys?
This has been a public service announcement on behalf of the Skangers Cooperative Union Movement.